Nunu.
Alright, I got it.
Go bottom. But right now, he's not looking to go bottom whatsoever. On the flip side, Sauron, I do believe, is the bottom player for point defense, and he is all ready to go. Has himself boots, the Prospector's Blade, a few health potions, and he's rocking that POOTYS Jax. Style points to you, sir.
Yeah, Sauron loves the POOTYS Jax skin. We see a lot of that. Him and Fizz both have hats. Coincidence or sick play? Not sure which one. Only time will tell. Just to recap real quick, so I got the VOD rolling now. This is the round of 8 game DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion tournament number 24. This is POOTYS Gone Wild versus Point Defense. POOTYS Gone Wild team is Ardnails with Malphite Water D103 on Teemo, Ekis the Seraph on Diana, POOTERSS on Janna, Flowerbridge on Nunu, and on their side, Point Defense, we have Sauron as Jax, ZaberZ as Rengar, hipeoples on Brand, MMKH, Blitzcrank, and MagiMelkor on Fizz. I'm Gandair, casting with...
Oh yeah, me. Little old me, FourCoutJester here. I am going to be your stream camera, and I was looking at that POOTERSS. POOTERSS making his way up top. Did use that Ghost to get there, and if you look at him, he does not rock Revive. He is going to be going with a Ghost Cleanse build. Bottom lane is going to be clashing as well. It is going to be that sustain Nunu versus that Sauron, that POOTYS Jax. But top lane looking not so good. That windmill about to get its first blood, and fittingly enough, it is that Teemo. ZaberZ saying, how dare you take my Teemo. Grants himself that double kill because that was some significant peeling in the jungle. That was pretty much an uncontested top. That was not the best of ideas, Blitzcrank. He is going to drop to water D103. And already lots of kills on the action, Gander.
And lots of action on the map, people going every which way. MMKH kind of on anti-POOTERSS' duty. It seems this game, seen a lot of him chasing POOTERSS around so far. ZaberZ and MMKH trying to go for a pincher play on POOTERSS over here, and they are able to get off the so the cleanse has been used by POOTERSS. He's getting caught with the grab, and Janna, her flight plan, not approved by the FAA, is going to get grounded at the lower part of the map. However, MagiMelkor and Water D103 are having a little discussion of sorts in the jungle. They seem to be disagreeing and parting ways with each other. However, Sauron, late to the argument, bush checks with counterattack, doesn't find anything, unfortunately. At the top of the map, Ardnails and Ekis the Seraph going to put some hurt on hipeoples. hipeoples having to retreat back to that point. Water D103 with a little bit of chip there in on ZaberZ. And at the bottom lane, however, MagiMelkor comes down to help gank for Sauron, and Flowerbridge is going to take a little bit of damage. And MagiMelkor is going to back off. Sauron getting pushed up against his tower slowly down here. Has to deal with a minion wave, but he does have that counterattack. He's got some innate attack speed. Everything should be okay down at that bottom lane. But it looks like, might get neutraled.
Speaking about, hitting those towers, bottom lane is doing alright, but top did get almost neutraled. It is, that top lane, that fight, neutraled out. Team Red, Point Defense, they are still going to be able to hold this, but as you were saying, Sauron bottom lane, not looking so good.
No, not right now. Nunu pushed up against the tower, getting some damage in on him. Sauron's starting to run a little bit low on mana, but MagiMelkor is coming down. He's going to Playful Trickster over onto that health relic to make sure that Flowerbridge is not able to pick it up and chase him away as Sauron recaptures the point. MMKH and POOTERSS both roaming. MMKH looking for POOTERSS, trying to keep POOTERSS back off of the tower. And that's how you fight POOTERSS, or any intense backcapping plays. You put a dedicated member of your team on backcapper duty, and you use that person to keep tabs on them, to set up plays where you can be able to kill them. And once their roamer is dead, that's when you can make some serious plays for for the refinery, or make ganks for bottom safely without having to worry about anything getting backcapped in return. POOTERSS going for the drill, but MMKH is right there. Up at the top, however, Water D103 getting caught just off of the point by that Chum the Waters there. MagiMelkor having to Playful Trickster out away from that, but looks like he is going to die to the poison potentially, unless he can get to the health relic really quickly. We will see. ZaberZ getting taken down there. hipeoples standing in the back, chipping away. The tower has been neutraled by the minions. Water D103 just needs to get one hit on MagiMelkor, and with that Storm Shield, he might be able to put him down. Look at the damage on hipeoples right there. hipeoples having to retreat. He's got that health potion popped as he is falling back, and MagiMelkor there going for Water D103, uses that dodge with the Playful Trickster, kiting Water D103 back towards his allies, and Water D103 is going to get taken down. The bowl is from ZaberZ there, saving Fizz from being killed by Teemo, and they are going to be able to recover that point.
A little bit of an extended foray there, but yeah, ZaberZ did go down. Looks like they will be able to pick that up. Some excellent kiting coming out from that Fizz. I gotta really give him props. And at the same time, again, you were talking about POOTERSS, how you really gotta be on that back capping duty. I gotta say, every time you load into a game where you have to be stuck on a back capping duty, it's like a waste of time. It just really feels unsatisfactory to force yourself to do this, but if you want to win, you gotta shut down that POOTERSS, and as you can see here, he is trying to do exactly that. MMKH not even leaving this drill area, knows that POOTERSS is going to come for him, and is expertly just denying POOTERSS anything that he could have gleaned out of that. Now top water is going to come up here with Diana. Could be a little bit of a turn on top of ZaberZ. Here comes that Malphite as well, but Brand is there to help with the defense. A little bit of damage going down on top of Diana. A little bit too close to that tower. No Garrison yet, but that Brand ultimate, my goodness, just dropping Diana so very quickly. Malphite not looking so good here, but neither is ZaberZ, but the break burst coming down on top of Teemo, and ZaberZ I think is now like 3 for 1 in terms of kills against that Teemo. He's really mad.
Yeah, Rengar and Rengar and Teemo having a lot of sorts of engagements here. MMKH chasing POOTERSS through the center of the map. MagiMelkor Fizz looking like he's going down to make a play for the bottom. MagiMelkor had just gone down there a little bit ago to break Sauron, so Sauron could go back, and looks like Nunu took an opportunity to go back when the wave was pushed out. Janna cutting in behind, going for that quest objective point, but MMKH is on his way down right now. Blue team, POOTYS gone wild, over by the refinery there, and POOTERSS Janna heading over towards Sauron, gonna help Flowerbridge go for a gank right there, but MMKH is right behind. POOTERSS is really low on mana, getting grabbed, getting airborne, getting static field, and getting grounded right there. And now MMKH and Sauron are in a really good position to try and push this tower. They want to build up that creep wave before they do so, however, so they have that extra cap going on. Catches him with a counterattack. Ignite goes down on him, Leap strikes right on in. Defensive Garrison on that tower to help keep it up a little bit longer, but the revive is already down, so Flowerbridge is not going to be able to recover that. However, while that's all going on, Water D103 cuts in for the drill. Ardnails kind of zoning right behind him, and the other members of Point Defense are going to push up on the refinery.
At the same time, POOTERSS and the POOTYS gone wild. I just don't want to say that name. I don't know. POOTERSS going to be dropping really quick, but it does look like Malphite did go up top, and Teemo actually did do what POOTERSS could not. He did neutral out that drill, so while all of Point Defense was kind of focused in on that fight there on the left-hand side, we were able to get 2 neutralizations out at the same time. We don't actually have any blue points on the map. That was the price they did pay. Going for those distractions, they weren't able to defend. They've lost all their points. This could be the end of a Teemo, but it is only MMKH here. Here comes Janna to help support as well. We will not have a Teemo kill going down, but we might be able to claim at least 1 point here for POOTERSS gone wild. It's not looking good, though, at this point.
No, things are looking a little grim, you might say, for Team POOTYS gone wild. ZaberZ is over there in the jungle looking for Flowerbridge, trying to keep him sort of penned down, not really able to go out and make a play. Sauron on the enemy end of the map, tag that health relic over there. And POOTYS gone wild seems to be on the complete opposite side of the map, at the drill, just kind of hanging out over there. Flowerbridge dropping the absolute zero, putting some hurt on ZaberZ. ZaberZ going to retreat from that fight. MMKH catching Ekis the Seraph there. Brand with a pyroclasm there. ZaberZ jumping one way and then jumping another way. Jump, get a Janna kill there. And Sauron going to interrupt Ardnails. There's so many things going on.
Well, yeah, ZaberZ, he's going to come up here. He's going to stop this kind of push from Flowerbridge. I'm not too sure if he'll actually be able to take down the Yeti, but at the same time, it is going to be delaying this point capture. And at a score of 455 to 183 and still no points to their name, it is not looking good for POOTYS gone wild at this point in the game. POOTERSS, he does have now finished up that Quicksilver Sash, still probably won't do him any good because he has absolutely zero offensive items, only those defensive, but it does look like we are still able to put a few kills on the board. Malphite able to grab that. He does have now 2 kills to his name, but check out the kill counters on both teams here, Gandair. 2 kills to Malphite, he just got them. 3 to the Teemo, and that's it.
Oh my, that's... I had not noticed that. Thank you for pointing that out. The only people with kills on POOTYS Gone Wild are Malphite and Teemo. 5 kills so far for the entire game, unfortunately. Now, it is common to see POOTERSS without kills, though, because of his backcapping style of play. But a little bit unusual to see a lack of them from a character like Janna. Things leveling out a little bit here. Point defense now back on what could be considered their side of the map. And POOTYS Gone Wild in control of 2 points. The refinery and the quarry for them. Sauron trying to hold off over here with a push coming his way from Flowerbridge. It looks like MagiMelkor is there as well, and he's going to dash in on him. Sauron's going to go in with that counter attack there and get that stun off on him. But just above, however, Janna, how did that go down, FourCourt?
She melted. That's the best way to put it. She walked into a rush. There's 3 people there, including a Rengar, and that was literally all she wrote. Now you saw that kill down south on top of that. Nunu not able to get out of that. Rengar going to come up here, finish off the target from hipeoples. What a kill steal, but either way, still, again, those kills matter. Brand, 0 deaths. Jax, 0 deaths. And then 5 deaths between the next 3. Water, you're not getting out of that one. You are Super Mario Pounce on the head, and POOTERSS not looking so good either. It's pretty much, I mean, I want to call it right here, I really do.
I don't know. You never know how it can go in Dominion. POOTERSS, oh, almost fate sealed right there with that rocket grab. Kites MMKH right over that point. Teemo synchronizes really, really well with the backcapping style of play, because if you put mushrooms at the right points on the map, your backcapper can kite any would-be pursuers or deterrents over those mushrooms to slow them down. But POOTERSS going to have to duck out of that fight. MagiMelkor wants some of that, not quite able to pull over that. So opts to hang out, but he's going to throw the Chum the Waters in on Ardnails right there, while Sauron's going to put a little bit of poke in on Flowerbridge, and he's not going to get there in time to stun Nunu. He does pop the counterattack though, but it goes off before it's able to be interrupted, and Malphite gets taken down. Flowerbridge going to back off away from that point, and POOTERSS heading for the drill right now as hipeoples Brand pushes on the refinery.
Yeah, this is
a rough game.
Yeah, POOTERSS getting fisted there by Blitz. Not a terrible way to go, I guess. But he's on the way out. He's out, yeah, that's for sure. hipeoples going 1 against both Janna as well as Teemo. Is able to take Teemo to the grave with him. Got the unstoppable spree. And finally, we do got deaths now on all team members here of point defense. But still, 435 to 53, a 4-cap situation possible coming up. ZaberZ not able to take the 2 versus 1, although he did give it a valiant effort. Does not really matter at this point. They are just so far ahead in terms of gold, in terms of points, in terms of items. Seraph about to drop hipeoples. There he goes. Water not looking good. 3-on-1 does get bursted down. Another double kill for Brand. And Sauron, Mr. Sauron, this bottom lane, this Trinity Force doing wonders against Empire, but he's going Empire! It didn't really do any damage.
You know, you gotta give it that go. See Sauron maxing his Empower last, going Leap Strike first, then counterattack, then Empower down there in that bottom lane. POOTERSS getting warded off from the bottom point. MagiMelkor retaking that point for his team, and barring something exceptional, I think this is going to be it. They got to get this windmill neutral. If they can't do it, point defense is going to be able to delay long enough to take away this game. And Ekis the Seraph had health, but then forgot where it was, unfortunately. And Ardnails getting taken down, but it's a really Ard thing to do, killing a Malphite. Teemo going to follow shortly thereafter. And now point defense, all they got to do is delay for a little bit, maybe go for a greed POOTERSS kill. MagiMelkor missing with the lobster. Urf always sounds so panicked when he comes out of the ground. He's like, Urf! He's in the ground, he doesn't know what's going on. Sauron stalking Flowerbridge. Pretty hard right there, waiting for that Leap Strike to come up. No, he's not going to follow up on it. Brand going for the refinery, and it looks like point defense looking in absolutely great shape, monster moding up this whole game right here. Going to take the victory against POOTYS Gone Wild here in the round of 8. Point defense going to the round of 4. Snowflake on the screen from Nunu.